It's grammar time! Yay! Part 3. And today we're going to be looking at reported speech. How do I say what somebody else said before? For example, my friend says, I went to watch a film. Afterwards, I can say, my friend said, I went to watch a film. Or I can report what she said. So come with me and stay until the end because we're going to be doing some practice together. If you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and invite the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video, which will be relevant to you if you are looking to overcome that intermediate learning plateau and work towards proficiency in English. Hello, my name is Tanya Meyer and I am an English as a foreign language teacher to adults. And in this video, we're going to be looking at what is reported speech, the 4 things you need to do to be able to use reported speech correctly, and then stay until the end because we're going to be doing some practice together. Okay, ready? Let's get started. Okay, so to contextualize, what we're talking about is situations where you're not speaking for yourself, but you're telling or you're saying what somebody else said. That means that you are reporting. And there are 4 basic rules that we need to know. The first is this question of backshifting. Backshifting refers to the tenses of the verbs. So let me give you an example here. There's a little table and you can see that there is direct speech and reported speech. Direct speech is what the person says, and reported speech is how you report what that person said. So let's just go through it. The person says, "It's my favorite book," and you report, "She said that it was her favorite book." You can see that from the present simple, we're backshifting to the past simple. It is my favorite book. She said it was her favorite book. Somebody says, "I lived in the UK for 10 years." You report, "He said that he had lived in the UK for 10 years. He'd lived in the UK for 10 years. So from I lived, past simple, we report by backshifting to past perfect. I lived, he said he'd lived. The person you're talking to says, "Oh, I've never been to Italy. I've never been to Italy." You report later, "She said that she'd never been to Italy. She'd never been." From present perfect, "I've never been," to past perfect, "She said she'd never been." In a meeting, somebody says, "We're thinking of changing the slogan." And then you report it to a colleague and you say, "Oh, in the meeting, they said that they were thinking of changing the slogan." From we are thinking, we're thinking, to they said they were thinking. From present continuous to past continuous. We're backshifting 1 tense. And finally, a person spontaneously volunteers to help. "Oh, I'll help you." And then you report that. "Oh, he said he'd help me." From I will to he said he would. So will becomes would. With modals, can becomes could. And must becomes had to. "Oh, I must read this book." "Oh, I must watch that film." She said that she had to watch that film. And so that's the first rule, that when we report, we backshift. But as with everything, there is an exception. And that is that if what you're reporting is still true, then we don't backshift. For example, imagine I say, "Oh, I love ice cream." And you later report, "Oh, Tanya said that you can say that she loved ice cream. You can backshift from present simple to past simple. But I probably still love ice cream when you report it. So you'd say, "She said she loves ice cream." You don't need to backshift in that case. So when whatever you're reporting is still true, this backshifting doesn't apply, or doesn't necessarily apply. You can apply it if you want. How do you feel about reported speech? How easy or challenging do you find it? Drop a comment below and let us know what aspect of reported speech you find confusing or difficult, or where is it that you get stuck. The second rule has to do with the verbs say and tell, because these are the verbs that we normally use to report what somebody else said. He said, she told me. So that is the rule. We need to remember that say and tell use different verb patterns. And I recently filmed a video on verb patterns, so I'll leave a card for you to watch that video right here. But with say and tell, they are synonyms, but they use different verb patterns. So with say, we follow say with that. He said or she said that, and then the next thing. But with tell, we need an object. We cannot say he told or she told that. We need the object. So he told me that, or she told me that. I told them that. So with say, we cannot use an object, and with tell, we need the object. So that is the second rule. For example, I need help, said John. John said that he needed help, not John told that he needed help, right? Another example, I can't wait anymore. She said that she couldn't wait anymore. So say that. Now, my friend tells me she hasn't phoned yet, so I report it. He told me that she hadn't phoned yet. He told me that she hadn't phoned yet. Another example, we'll be leaving soon. She told me that we'd be leaving soon. She told me that we'd be leaving soon. So he or she said that. He or she told me, or told them, or told her, or told him that. With tell, we need the object. The third rule has to do with the pronouns and the times and places that need to be modified according to whatever you're reporting. So let me give you an example. I say, I think I'll have lunch here. And then you report this by saying, she said. So now it's not I anymore, it's she, because you are not me. She said that she would be having lunch there, not here, because you are not where I am. So we need to modify the pronoun and the place, and this is an example of how we change time. We sold it last year. Imagine that I say, oh, we sold it last year. And then you report, oh, she said that she had sold it the previous year. Not last year, because we don't know when you're reporting. If it's the same year, then you can say last year. But if you don't know when last year was, then you say the previous year. To make it a little bit more recent, I can say, I'm meeting her tomorrow. I'm meeting her tomorrow. You report by saying, she said that she would be meeting her the following day. Not tomorrow, because we don't know when you're reporting. So here becomes there. Now becomes then. Last year becomes the previous year. Yesterday becomes the previous day or the day before. Next week becomes the following week. Next year, the following year. The fourth thing to know about reported speech is how to report questions. We know that when we speak directly, we use auxiliaries and we make this subject-verb inversion. So this will not be the case in reported questions because we're not asking the question anymore. It isn't a real question. For example, if somebody says, "Did you hear about the new cafe?" Then in reported speech, we're going to use if or whether. Did you hear will become he asked me or she asked me if I'd heard. From did you hear to if I'd heard. He asked me if I'd heard about the new cafe. Now, questions with WH, who, what, where, when, those will continue to use those WH questions. So for example, if I say, what were you talking about with them? What were you talking about with them? Then you might report this as she asked me what I'd been talking about with them. What I'd been talking about with them. She asked me what I'd been talking about with them. What were you talking about with them? She asked me what I'd been talking about with them. Okay, are you ready for some practice? See if you can transform this direct speech into reported speech. We didn't get there in time for the opening. Yes, that's right. She said that they hadn't got there in time for the opening. Let's try another one. We're thinking about contributing to the charity. If you said, he said they were thinking about contributing to the charity, well done. Let's try some reported questions. Transform these direct questions into reported questions. Where have they decided to go on holiday? She asked me where they decided to go on holiday. She asked me where they decided to go on holiday. Let's try one more. What did you say to the receptionist? She asked us what we'd said to the receptionist. She asked us what we'd said to the receptionist. Or, she asked me what I'd said. She asked us what we'd said, or she asked me what I'd said. Right, so hope that was helpful. And if you're looking to revolutionize your English and really upgrade your language skills, then make sure that you download my free guide, 8 Steps to Revolutionize Your English, which you can put into practice straight away. It's a free ebook that you can download and start implementing. And if you want to form part of a community which is supportive and which deals with questions of mindset and understanding, then go ahead and look for the link to contact me, which I'll also leave in the description below. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one. Take very good care. Bye for now.